So did you do the ski desk yatte kudasai? Like exactly those words?
No, not exactly those words, but like I kind of like you. Ski desk. Maybe I text him.
I don't actually hate you. Want to go out for another date? Hey everybody, welcome back to Small Talk Japan. On this show, we talk about all things Japan in English. I almost screwed that up. It's been like 3 seconds into the show. Let's get started today. Natsuki, how are you?
So last show you said 2 white guys are talking about Japanese news or something, right?
Yeah.
So this time what? 1 white boy and 1 Asian girl is...
Well, you're Japanese, and
Okay.
I'm technically a quarter Japanese, so I don't even count as 1 white boy. If you add half of Josh, because he's half Japanese,
Okay.
to my 75% whiteness, you get 1.25 white people
Whatever.
in this studio.
All
That's right. Natsuki is on the show to make it so, like, you know, we have balance. And so, like, when me and Alex get off on a tangent and we start talking about weird stuff, she's like, no, hey, stop. Don't do that.
Yeah. Alex's wife told me to, control you guys.
Do you think that's possible? Don't
I don't
know.
know.
Don't know.
know.
Don't think so.
Okay.
All right, let's get started today. Where do we want to go? Let's start off with our favorite, which is NHK, which is the national, what does it stand for? I don't remember.
Nippon Hoso Kyokai.
Kyokai. So the Japanese
Broadway
Broadcasting Association.
All right.
And they're like the BBC of Japan. But there's one big difference between the BBC and the NHK. BBC is just kind of factored into the tax code. So they just like get money and then they do their BBC stuff. NHK like sends out an army of like kind of gangster mafia-esque guys to go to your house and make you sign up for payments to their system. It's not really too much. They keep coming over and over and over again until you sign up. And the thing is like, so there's been a kind of some wiggle room to get out of this recently. Like if you, for example, don't have a TV, because, this day and age, people use their smart devices. So some people don't have TVs. So they'll tell the guy like, I don't have a TV, so I don't want to pay. In some of those cases, they still get past the, you still have to pay thing, because it's like, you can watch NHK on your phone over the internet. So you still have to pay for NHK. And there's like all these different stories of like basically NHK people harassing homeowners and people at their houses. This court case was about a woman, I think, a woman who claimed that she has no obligation to sign a viewing contract with the public broadcaster, as its channels are not available on a television at her home. So I think what she did is she bought a device that basically blocks NHK from being shown on her home TV. So I don't know where she bought this, but apparently they're like NHK blocking devices. Anyway, this went all the way up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said, no, you can still watch NHK if you wanted to. You're just choosing not to, and so you have to pay, which makes no sense to me. Like, why do I have to forcibly pay for this product that I don't want?
That's the way it is. I pay NHK.
How much do you pay? I'm asking for a friend.
I can't remember, like 2,000 yen or 3,000 yen, around that.
How many hours of NHK do you watch in a month?
I don't know. I have never count, but I watch it sometimes. They have good dramas actually, and then my educational program is good too.
For kids?
Yeah, for kids. And news. I like morning drama.
I've literally asadora. I literally have only seen NHK when there's an earthquake. That's the only thing I use it for. If there's like a national emergency, I turn on NHK. That's the only thing it's for. Otherwise, I ignore that channel.
But you still watch it. You have to pay it.
Well, NHK.
But some friend told me that if you don't want to pay for NHK, just tell the guy or the women at the door, like, I have a TV, but I don't watch NHK. But
No,
this says it's not gonna.
You still have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Josh was talking about how he had an NHK story. What's your NHK story?
Well, it was basically exactly as you mentioned it. Like, it was when I was living in Tokyo. At that time, my Japanese was really poor. Like, I couldn't speak Japanese at all. And this NHK guy came in, and at first he was like acting all nice, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm from NHK, you have to pay." And I'm like, "Oh, we don't have a TV here." And he's like, "I don't believe you. Show me your house." And I was like, "I don't want to let you in my house." And then he kind of was getting like stronger and stronger. And he's like, "Well, even if you don't have a TV, you can watch it on your phone. So you have to pay." I'm like, "I don't have whatever application or whatever to watch it on my phone." And he's like, "Show me your phone." He took my phone, he downloaded the app and signed up on my phone. And
that's a crime.
And then he showed me and he's like, "Hey, look, you have the app." And I'm like, "I'm not going to pay." And he was like starting to yell at me and stuff.
Yeah, no, they're assholes. This is, I don't know why this country does this. NHK should just be factored into the tax system. Like, they should just get money from the government. Why do they have to? I mean, think about how many people do they employ to go around to everybody's house to knock on their doors and ask for money?
Right.
So if you fire all those people, okay, that's a huge savings of money.
Right.
And then you just get money from the government. Because if they're saying that you have to pay this anyways, just put it into my taxes. You know what I mean? Like, why come to my house and harass me? That's the big thing that I don't like about this, is that they kind of like strong arm you into paying.
Right.
It's a really shitty model. I don't know why.
And then they come like late, like 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock at the door.
See, I just don't answer my door. If I don't know who you are, if I didn't order something and you're not delivering it, I'm not answering my door. I have no idea who you are. You can leave me a memo or a note in my box.
That's true.
Like, I don't know who you are. Don't come to my house. I mean, dude, that's the great thing. Most of the apartments here in Japan, they have like otoroku, which is like a intercom security. So like they ring up and you got a little camera so you can just look at them. Although the picture quality on my camera is really, really crappy. I can't really see them most of the time. But if they're holding a box, then I'll let you in. If you don't have a little box that says Amazon on it, you're not coming to my house. Sorry, lady. You lost your battle. According to the ruling, the woman bought a television with the device to weaken NHK signals and began using it in her home around 2018. So like she had to go through this huge thing, and what are they going to get from her? They're going to get 2,000 yen a month for 2 years or 3 years, right? That's like 5 mon. It's like $500. So they went through all this to get $500 from this lady. Just think about that, guys. Just think about that. They went all the way to the Supreme Court to get $500 from this lady. Just leave her alone. Anyway, let's keep going. Talking about Japanese economy stuff. Japan's wholesale prices rise 9% in November, sharpest rise on record. So this is...
Is this because of Corona?
Yes, kind of. So what happened was Corona happened, okay? And then like rich nations in the world, America just printed money. They were just like, we're going to print more money. And then, send everybody a check for however much money and whatever. And I mean, they loaned some of that money, whatever. But in Japan, they got it in bonds. So they basically, all the money that they spent on, Hojokin and all the subsidies and everything that they did to like keep the economy going during COVID, they loaned that money internally. And so when you do that, you spend all this money, flush this money into the economy. When you do that, inflation happens. And so right now we're having this Japan's kind of a weird economy because they have inflation and then they sometimes have deflation and then they have stagflation. You can read hundreds of papers about this, but anyway, so we recently had experiencing inflation in Japan. Same is happening in America. It's happening all over the place. And the yen got weaker. It went down. I don't know the exact percent, but it's down quite a bit. And so what that means is that prices, here's a quote from this article, prices of petroleum and coal products surged 49.3% in November from a year ago, while those of lumber and wood products jumped 58.9%, reflecting higher demand as economic activity gained traction. And so it's important to understand that like when the Japanese yen goes down in price and becomes weaker, it's not necessarily a bad thing because exports increase. So when exports increase, then, the exporting sector gets more and more money. But when the yen gets really, really weak, imports become difficult. And since Japan has no natural resources, really, oil, gas, like rare metals, rare earth, whatever they're called.
Yeah, even food.
Yeah, food, imported food, all that stuff becomes more expensive. And so we don't know what the end game of this is going to be, but they're saying that it's not going to be so bad because the export market will make up for the import higher cost, but I don't know. We're not sure.
What is going to happen?
We don't know. We don't know. But I mean, we knew this was going to happen because it happened all over the world. When you flush a bunch of free cash into the economy, inflation happens, because that's what happens. So.
Yeah, I hope everything's going to settle down sooner.
Now, how well do you pay attention to the economy?
Zero.
Do you follow like the Nikkei average or anything?
No.
No. Do you know anybody that does?
No.
Okay. Cool.
Can we go to some other fun topics to talk about?
All right, let's do a fun one. Japanese billionaire Maezawa blasts off
Maezawa.
blasts off into space.
Zozo founder.
Yeah, tell us, what is Zozo? What is that?
Zozo is a fashion site. I don't know how to say that in English. Fashion. It's a なんだっけ? It's a fashion
website.
Fashion website.
Yeah, where people buy and sell clothes, right?
So,
yeah. But he sold it.
He sold it, and then he earned big money. That's why he's rich.
So he's just like a rich dude. Okay.
And then he's becoming very famous because he does funny things like, like lottery for like normal people. Do you understand what I mean? Like 100万円あげるよプレゼント.
Yeah, so it says Maezawa, a space enthusiast who has been training for the journey for months because he went to space up, I think atop a Soyuz rocket from Kazakhstan. And he's going to go to the International Space Station. He has become a household name in Japan thanks to his penchant, which is such a wonderful word. Thank you. What is this?
What is penchant?
It's like his
penchant is a strong or habitual liking for something or tendency to do something.
That. For private jets, celebrity girlfriends, and cash giveaways to Twitter followers. So like he would be like, do this thing and I'll give you money on Twitter or something. He's just like playing around, right? And look at Reuters. In a country known for its conformist corporate culture. Reuters, man, you're dropping bombs. Anyway, so he's off to the International Space Station where he's going to spend some days, and this is apparently like training for him to go around the moon in a future SpaceX trip, which is supposed to happen, I don't know, in 2020 something.
How long days he goes to the space?
How many days?
How many days?
I don't know. I don't think it says, but I don't know. He's going to be there for a while. Well, that's cool. He's a space tourist. It's like, so if you guys want to go to space, and apparently this costs $50 million. So if you want to go to space.
He took video recorder. No. He took somebody with him to take a video.
Cameraman,
that's it.
That is literally the same word in both languages, Natsuki. It's cameraman.
Cameraman. Yeah, he took a cameraman with him, and he pays a lot of money for him too.
Yeah, he had to pay for both of them, right? So it says Maezawa plans to upload footage of his flight to his YouTube channel, which has 795,000 followers. I can speak English. So he's also going to play badminton aboard the ISS.
I don't care about him. He's rich. But I don't care. He was dating with a Japanese famous actress.
Just said that.
I know.
What was her name?
なんだっけ?
No one knows.
No, I do know. She's famous, but I cannot remember. 剛力あやめ.
Okay. What is she in? Why is she famous? Is she cute?
She's cute.
What's her name? Gori?
剛力あやめ.
Gouruki
Ayame.
That's not an easy to say name.
They broke up. Separated.
She's not that cute. Not my type. She kind of looks like an alien. Like if there's an alien, like if you like an alien posing as a human, that's the face right there. That's her.
Can be. He can be in what's the name of the movie? The blue thing.
Avatar.
So Avatar.
Dude, I just said she was a human. You just called her an avatar. We just took it further. All right, so let's go on to another serious topic really quick before we get into fun news.
Okay.
Japan's annual budget for hosting U.S. forces to top 210 billion yen, which is $1.9 billion. So I always get crap about this when I go out and like talk to like old men in bars because this is the thing that they want to talk about is like, the bases and the military and everything. Here's my stance on this. If you guys don't like them, pay for your own military.
Right. And then my opinion is if something bad happening, war, Japan can't protect ourselves.
Well, Japan has a pretty good self-defense force. I mean, I think they're number 2 in the world or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Josh, you should Google that. I'm just... But they're very capable, and there's no reason why Japan can't make a very sizable military force. But the thing is, dude, it's basically you get this military presence for free. I mean, you can pay a little bit for it, but it's not like the total cost of it. It's like, yeah.
According to Asahi.com, Japan is ranked 5th globally in overall military power after United States, Russia, China, and India.
Okay. I mean, and you guys got to think about all those countries that you just named have like hundreds of millions, if not billions of people. And Japan is sitting, at 138 million or something like that. So, I mean, and it's a little tiny resource strapped island. So it's pretty, it's a pretty sizable force. But the thing is like, so the United States wastes a ton of money on the military. I mean, spends a lot of money on the military. Wastes a lot of money on the military. And that's really expensive. And so if everyone's like, well, the bases and they always like to talk about the Osprey.
Osprey.
Yeah, they're like weird planes.
Hey, why the America pay such a big money for the military?
This is the United States.
I mean, for their own country. I mean, America.
Well, because they
want to protect themselves.
No, there's this movie called Team America: World Police. If you watch, it's a documentary on this.
World Police. Okay.
No, America, when he became the number 1 GDP power after the war, don't show her. It's a comedy movie. Anyway, America thought that they had to win the world in terms of American military might, which there's a lot of, I understand that, and there's a lot of very smart people who have much more educated opinions about this than I do. But I think that recently with the attention on continuing these standard, what are they called, practical militaries, physical militaries, when all of the future of warfare is going to be online or nuclear or in space. I don't think that maybe we aren't spending as much money on that as, I'm not really sure. The military is a secret. No one knows.
People who go to military, American people who go to military, what do they want? They want to protect their own country?
Yeah, so there's it's kind of a deep subject, but you got your officer corps who they're the elite people. They go to the top schools, and they're usually military families. They come from military families, so they have a tradition of being in the military. And then you have your kind of recruits that for various reasons, some of them want to, do something for their country. Some of them want to go to college. Some of them want to get out of a bad area or something. So it is opportunity, and the military people who, what is the word? Are veterans who leave the military are usually very, very good workers, and
they get good money.
They get good money too. They have the skills, really, really good skills.
Okay.
And they have leadership and things like that. So there's a lot of good things that happen.
Okay.
But it's, during the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, there's been a lot of kind of
PTSD.
PTSD and just kind of problems. Because it's not, when all the boys were going off to fight World War II, for example, it's actually to protect your own country. You're saving the world kind of thing. But recently there's kind of been conflicts, not really clear understood wars. It's the deep subject, but yeah, that's basically what it is. But anyway, so with the saber rattling happening between Japan, China, America, and then all over Taiwan, I don't think it's a good idea to complain about U.S. Military bases. But then again, I also don't like to go to the cities that have U.S. military bases, so that's kind of not cool for me to have this position, I guess. I don't know. I've never even been to Okinawa.
Why?
I don't know. I'm just not interested in it.
It's a good place to
You
go.
look like you're falling asleep.
Me? Josh?
No. Natsuki.
Oh.
She's like, ask a question then doesn't
No,
listen to the answer.
no. I'm just curious about because there are not many people around me that who joined the military. So
Yeah.
I was just wondering.
So that's actually a problem in America right now is that military families are like they're like a group, right? They're like a team kind of thing.
Right.
And they are the only ones that see the effects of war anymore.
Oh.
Because, before, like when World War II happened, it's like draft, everybody's got to go. So it affects everybody. But now anything that happens in the military just only affects people that are close to or tied to the military. And so...
That's maybe Japan too. Military family goes to military.
Yeah, so you don't really know.
How do you say 自衛隊 in Japanese?
Self-defense force.
Self-defense force.
I tell you this though, one of the best weddings I've ever been to was with a bunch of GA type people, self-defense force.
Why was the best?
They're crazy.
Like drink a lot?
Drink a lot and funny, just like the stuff that they did. It was just really funny.
Really?
Yeah, it was really, really fun. Good people. I mean, most soldiers that sign up to defend their country and stuff, they're usually good people.
Right.
So. But anyway, that's the reason why I brought this up. Is like if anybody ever talks to me about, oh, what do you think about the bases? I'm like, hey, they can be here, they cannot be here. I don't care. But if they leave, who gets to pay for that bill?
Right. And then also I wonder what are the old people around you says about this.
That's what they always ask me, like, what do you think?
I mean, what they think.
I don't know what they think. Because they're the old people that are old people right now never went to any wars.
Okay.
They're like the children of the people that went to war. So they're like, I don't know. They always got some like opinion. And I'm like, neither of us have ever been to war. And so why do we have opinions about this?
And I mean, why they ask you that question?
Because they're like, oh, I watched on the news that an Osprey crashed somewhere near Okinawa. And oh, there's a white boy here. Let's talk to him about it. Find out what he wants to hear or think about it. It's like, it's stupid. It's like, so I shut
Sorry
it down.
for you.
It's
Okay.
okay. I just shut it down.
Okay.
Let's get to a more fun topic. All boys high school in Japan has mandatory grooming lesson, teaches about skincare and hairstyling. Josh, can you throw this up?
Interesting.
Can you throw this video up?
That's a cute story.
This is amazing. So here we go. You got all these boys.
That's so cute.
So this is, I think, sponsored by a
Amanda is a cosmetic
company, right?
Yeah.
So they're teaching them about hairstyling and
Oh my god, that's so cute.
skincare. I like how they start on this dude's hair.
Yeah, only boys high school, right?
Yeah, only boys high school. So like, for me, it's like this is actually kind of cool, I think.
Yeah.
Teaching the boys like how to, groom is, it's important.
Yeah, it's important. That's so cute.
Well,
I went to only girls high school and I had a manner lesson.
Yeah.
Like, how to eat French food or things
And
like
so
that.
you just forgot all of those? Is that what you did?
What are you talking about?
What did you learn in your manner school? Tell me.
How to use knife and forks.
So you just start on the outside and you work away inside.
Something like that. I already knew before that.
Dude, one time, can I tell you, I was at this like banquet. It was like Think Pink for breast cancer or something like that.
Okay.
And everybody's Japanese. I'm the only white guy. Okay. And there's like 300 people in this giant room at one of the top, I think it is the top hotel here. And it's like this French, Italian inspired like course.
Okay.
And it's all silverware, okay? So everybody's like, oh, that white boy, he's going to know how to use all this silverware. I was like, give me chopsticks. I hate this. Like, I hate using like silverware. It's just annoying. I prefer
Silverware,
yeah,
right.
I prefer because like you have to cut your own food and everything. In Japanese cuisine, you just pick it up and put it in your mouth. Like everything's cut for you.
Like, steak, you have to cut.
Yeah, well, steak you can do, but like half the things on my plates that I was looking at, I was like, what the hell is any of this stuff?
Okay.
Like I didn't know what I was eating. That's the thing. Think Pink. See? Yeah, it's kind of fat then. Don't do
Breast
that.
cancer thing?
Yeah, breast cancer thing. Anyway, but okay, so let me read this story. So the 125-year-old Tokyo school wants its boys to think of proper grooming as part of their gentleman's education. The purpose of the grooming seminar, as it was officially called, was to promote and understand grooming as an aspect of proper etiquette.
That's a good thing.
So who taught you how to do, this sounds like I'm complaining, but who taught you how to do your makeup?
My friend. Are you complaining me that I wear makeups, by the way, okay?
I didn't know how to say it in another way, but who taught you how to do makeup?
My friends.
Your friends. So you guys like taught each other?
Right.
So
like my own way, maybe.
But like normally girls learn from like their friends or like their mom or
Right.
maybe YouTube now.
Maybe YouTube now.
There's lots of YouTube makeup tutorial videos out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like boys, like what are we? Josh, did anybody teach you how to groom yourself?
No, I still don't know how to set my hair properly.
Who taught you that?
Me? I just enjoyed doing my hair. I was like from a young age, I was always doing my hair and stuff. And like, I don't know, like people who have beards and stuff, I just don't know how you deal. Like, how do you deal with a beard? Especially when you have to like keep cutting it and stuff. I'm like, I couldn't do that. I don't have enough facial hair anyway.
Your brother, Tyler,
Yeah.
he said he cuts his own hair.
Yeah, because...
And he's really good, I think.
Well, what Tyler did is, and you know, it's kind of smart, is he went and got his hair cut by a professional and then just keeps trimming it at the same shape.
Oh, okay.
So he keeps the same shape. It's not that hard, you know, once you get used to using clippers. But I don't have time for that. Natsuki, you have a story. Let's do this.
Okay, Instagram ideas versus reality.
Can you put this on the screen, please?
Yeah, maybe.
So just tell us, like, who is this? Like, what happened? So there's this girl.
Boyfriend buys me Pocari Sweat. Photo isn't what it seems. That's what it says.
Yeah. So you got this model. It's an Instagrammer, I think. Right?
Okay, let me see the. So okay, this picture it shows like the girl got the Pocari Sweat, Japanese drink.
Do you guys know about this Pocari Sweat? That's the name.
Sounds weird, right?
It's the Japanese version of Gatorade, and it's called Pocari Sweat, which had a really, really racist mascot before. I just didn't know that. Okay, sorry, continue.
Oh, okay.
Curious Josh Googles that.
Yeah, I'm curious that too. Let me see that before we talk about this story.
Sorry, it wasn't Pocari. It was Karupisu. Sorry.
The black thing, né?
Don't call it that.
Sorry. Cut.
Yeah, I sent it to you. There you go. Sorry. It's Karupisu. Kind of racist there, guys. Sorry,
Okay.
Pocari Sweat. I was just kidding. With
Yeah,
that.
but somebody told me that Pocari, the name of the juice is very weird because it says sweat.
Yeah, because you're drinking sweat.
Yeah, but it tastes good. Have you ever drank Pocari Sweat, by the way?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just basically like a less sweet version of Gatorade. Like the underlying stuff in it is exactly the same as Gatorade.
Oh, okay.
It's just not as sweet, and it's not a weird color.
Okay. By the way, but this news is about you shouldn't trust everything you see on social media. That's the point of this news.
Yeah, so this girl, she's taking a picture of herself. It shows her with her hand on luggage, and then what supposedly is her boyfriend's hand handing her a Pocari Sweat. And the caption reads like, "Boyfriend gives me Pocari Sweat." But what it really is it's her own hand handing herself a Pocari Sweat.
No, it's a doll's hand.
Is it a doll's hand?
Yeah.
Oh, it is a doll's hand. Yeah.
See? It's a doll's hand.
Oh my God. Anyway, so she's like faking it, and she's like taking the picture with her foot, like as she's like lying on the ground.
She's good about it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And then she took a picture of her taking a picture with her foot to post on social media. Is she a Twitter user or is she an Instagrammer? What is she?
Instagrammer.
Instagrammer. Yeah, Instagram. Yeah. I mean, she's cute.
Instagram ideas versus reality.
Yeah.
Is it such an important thing to, get retweet or, like?
Well, I think what she's trying to do is like, oh, look, guys, I have a loving boyfriend, but I think she's actually single or something. I don't know. I don't know. There's a part of Reddit that's like Instagram versus reality, I think it's called. There's a subreddit, and it's basically like pictures of Instagram girls and like their real pictures. It's like hilarious how they're not as good looking as.
Is this only Japanese thing?
No, it's
maybe
everywhere.
around everywhere.
It's
Yeah.
everywhere. She does have a boyfriend, or at least someone.
Yeah, she's cute.
Yeah. Should probably subscribe to her. Let's go to our last story today. It is about a subject that I actually want to ask Natsuki about.
Okay, when is the right time for a love confession in Japan? Hey, is there love confession in, other countries too?
So
How do people, start a relationship?
So in Japan, everything begins with this kokuhaku stuff.
Love confession?
Love confession, which is like they basically, so it's can you maneshite, can you do like a love confession to Josh?
Okay. Josh, 好きです。付き合ってください。
And Josh would say,
ごめんなさい.
Okay, Josh, you have a girlfriend. How did you start, relationship with her?
We went on a few dates and then
Did you confession?
did I confess to her?
Confess her?
Confess to her.
Confess to her. Did you?
I mean, I told her that I liked her and I wanted to date officially.
I'm so glad that you ended that sentence in that way.
Can you say that in Japanese too?
I can, but I'm not going to.
Why not?
Okay, so did you do the whole like Japanese like ski desu yatte kudasai?
No, it was more like I mean, I was pretty straightforward about it. I told her like, to be honest, I don't really understand the whole like confession and the asking to date kind of thing. Like
You didn't kabe don her? You didn't like throw your hand
Oh
against
no,
the wall?
I mean I did that first.
Okay.
And
You
then-
did?
No, of course not.
That's scary.
But like I basically told her like I don't really understand that whole thing, and I said like I like you. I want to start dating. Do you want to date? And
How
she
many
said,
dates did you do before you start dating? I mean, confess her to her.
I think it was probably the third date.
Third date.
I think.
So you knew that you like her at the first time.
Yeah, like I mean, I liked her enough to want to go on a date, and then I liked her enough to ask her out on a second date and a third date. So yeah, I knew I liked her.
Okay.
Can you put the this article on the screen because it didn't print the graphs? So what they're asking in this is they surveyed some people and they're asking media site Match App University set out to find the answer to the question of when is the best time to
Confess.
to koku haku.
Mm-hmm.
Is haku kanji haki? Haku?
Shiro.
Oh, okay. So anyway, so conducting a survey of 208 females aged 20 to 45. Why are you talking to 45-year-olds? Who had received a love confession from a man they met via the dating app. So this is the this is the result. So it's
No, this is the bad one.
So this is the results to when is not appropriate to say ski desu skiatte kudasai. And almost 83% of people agree that the first time,
It's
the
too
first
early.
date is too early.
Yeah, people may think that they wanted to just have sex.
Why is it so hard for you to say the word sex? As wanted a one night stand. But if you're just trying to get laid for a night, why do you got to date them? Just like don't need to say that part.
Right.
It's like, hey, want to get coffee at my place?
Or like just make them believe that you like her. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, it's called lying.
Right. Right.
So if you look at this graph, almost everybody agrees that the first date is way too early. And a lot of people also agree that the sixth date is way too late.
Right.
Or past the sixth date and above.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like the good time to do it is either the second date or the fifth date, which is very strange. But the third date seems to have no love. Wonder why.
Josh, you failed.
This means the best time to say it is on the third date.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So I picked the best time.
Ah, okay.
So the third date. Why is it the third date? I wonder. So I would actually want them to ask this question, like, when is the best time for your first hookup?
Second or third.
No, that's for the koku haku.
Are you asking me?
No, I'm not asking you anything. I don't know. You and your husband, you went on a date, Natsuki, and then you went on a travel date, and then you proposed to him, right?
Right, I did.
So it was like date, travel date with a proposal. So you didn't follow any of this.
No. Because I know him for a long time.
I've never probably asked the person out before. I always get asked out. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I just usually are the one that gets dragged into the relationship, not really going for. I've never said ski desu skiatte kudasai. Never once in my lifetime.
So how did you start?
I just told you, like, they asked me and I just grudgingly go along. I don't want to at first. I'm like, really? And then I'm like, okay. My last girlfriend, that one was really long and weird. But yeah, that one I didn't do the ski desu skiatte kudasai. I just said, "Kanojo ni natte," and she said, okay.
You did confess to her.
Do you know what I'm saying about this? It's weird. The Japanese way of doing it is weird.
It's very official in Japanese.
Yeah.
In Japan, it's like sign here on this document. You are now boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah, it's not in the adult world, in the real world. Okay.
Just make sure that, because Japanese conversation is about なんか曖昧. Do you
It's very
understand?
nuanced.
Nuanced.
Yeah.
That's why people want to ask them for make sure that you're my girlfriend or not. Do you understand what I mean?
But I swear to God, I'm kind of with Josh on this. It's like I feel like I need to like fax them a letter
Fax?
of
What are you
dating or
talking
something.
about?
Like it is so officiated. I don't understand.
To show them that they're very serious about her.
In the past, before you met your husband and immediately married him, did you like what did you do for boyfriends and stuff? Did you ask them or did they ask you?
Both.
So did you do the ski desk yatte kudasai? Like exactly those words?
No, not exactly those words, but like I kind of like you. なんか好きです. Maybe I text him.
I don't actually hate you. Want to go out for another date?
Let's go for. Well, I can't remember. What did I do? Like, I texted, like, let's go out or something. Can't remember. And this is very embarrassing to talk about. So I don't.
Why? You said, hey, let's go out as like a couple. Like, let's be boyfriend and girlfriend.
ご飯食べに行こうみたいな.
That's fine. Let's go get dinner. That's fine.
Yeah.
But like what we're trying to say here, okay, is in normal drama that you see like, in TV shows and whatever, not Japanese drama. It's like the two couples just get closer together. They spend more time together. And then just at one point you just like, guess we're dating. It's just like natural flow of things.
Yeah, like I would say in Japan, your anniversary or whatever is from the day that you asked to become boyfriend and girlfriend.
That's true.
In America, your anniversary or whatever is from the first date.
Oh,
It could be the
see.
first date. It could also be the first time you met.
Oh.
Like if you asked a girl out from a bar or something, you guys spent the night together, like drinking in a bar. It could also be the first time.
I see.
But it's not the time that you faxed her your feelings with
But if
the Honko stamp on
if
it.
the boyfriend or girlfriend don't remember the day that you first met, how did you do?
What? Well, you mean like if you're like classmates or something the person for a long time? Then in that case you just find a date.
Like let's decide the date, can't you?
In that case, it's like whenever it was their first official
Kiss.
date of just like the two of them.
Or like the romance. When did the romance start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So you said, okay, Josh said his second anniversary is coming. So you mean that's the day that you start dating with her?
Yes.
That was a long yes.
I was trying to figure out what she was trying to say.
So is it your anniversary? Do you guys practice and celebrate your anniversary based on the first date or the first time that you kokuhaku to her?
From when we officially became boyfriend and girlfriend,
I see.
which is 4 days from now.
Congratulations.
No one cares. Your happiness.
I do care. I'm happy for you.
No, but like it's just so I don't know.
What you gonna do? Give her a present?
This is kind of our problem is our anniversary is right at Christmas. So we're always kind of like, oh, do we do 2 presents? Do we just buy something? I don't know.
Problems of a happy couple. So actually, I want to bring up one other thing. It's like this. I heard of a story of a Westerner guy and a Japanese girl. They went on a couple of dates.
Okay.
And then the guy's like, hey, so will you be my girlfriend kind of thing? And she's like, いや、ダメでしょ。告白してないんでしょ。
Men looks like girl.
She's like, no, because you didn't confess. I don't know. I wouldn't call it coming out. I don't know why. But she's like, you didn't confess to me.
But some that's true. In fact, some girls very take it seriously. So you have to confess. Ask her a
Fax
date.
your stamp to them. Yeah, I know.
Right.
That's weird.
Is it?
It's like, dude, it kills the romance.
It's a romantic.
It's not romantic. You're requiring them to do something like Josh is saying. It's a very official thing to do.
Yeah.
To become casual dating
It's
couple.
like a けじめをつける. けじめをつける. How do you say that in English?
けじめをつける.
Official.
Yeah, making an official, draw the line.
It's
yeah.
a distinction.
You have to draw the line to draw your line in the sand, basically, I guess. But like,
Okay, on that line, like you're official or not.
it just to me rings very much true of like schoolyard crushes. Like when you're just like a child, like this is how you see the world. It's like we're either dating or we're not. And in the real world, there's a lot other options out there. Like there's like, oh, we're actually really good friends and we'd like to hang out, but we're not so romantic that we'll get married. So, there's a lot of options out there, but it's just like in Japan, it's like, do your kokuhaku, date for 6 months, don't even propose because they don't propose, and then just get married in City Hall and post it on Facebook or Instagram. It just seems like very regimented. Like it's very, very like, decided.
そうね.
It's not romantic.
I don't know.
Well, next time I kokuhaku, guys, I'll let you know. What are you going to do for Christmas?
Eat Kentucky Fried Chicken. Is that what you want me to do?
No. Although Kentucky Fried Chicken is good, it's not necessarily what I want you to do. What are you going to get your daughter any presents or anything?
Yeah, he said she said she wanted to have a tsumiki. Tsumiki. How do you say tsumiki in English?
Josh, I don't think
Like
that's...
Lego? Bricks.
Bricks.
Building blocks. No? Why not? That's what she said.
Is your daughter a boy?
It's a girl.
No. I was saying no to the Google search. I searched and this is what came up.
Yeah, there's apparently an anime character called Tsumiki.
Maybe I'm gonna buy her, girls Lego or something.
Oh yeah, there's like a girls Lego show now. Yeah, they're like promoting that to girls, that market that they never really hit.
Right. Princess version of Lego or things like that.
Well, whatever. She's 2, right? Yeah. Well, does she know what Santa is and everything?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's cool. What are you gonna? Well, I'll ask you that next week. Anyway, all right, guys. I think that's been our show. It's been a weird show. The Instagram one, if you haven't seen it, if you're listening to this podcast, please Google what's her name. I'll give you her name. This is probably frustrating for people who don't watch.
Right.
What's her name?
The Twitter handle is Vienna Doll.
Vienna
You gotta
doll.
spell that. So it's at
VIENNADOLL.
Okay, so if you find her on Twitter, you'll find the post. It's on there. It is actually kind of cute. I mean, it's obviously a staged photo, but it's really, really cute. All right, guys, that's been our episode today. If you guys have any topics or things that you want us to discuss, I don't really like to talk about stuff like the bases and stuff. That's why I threw that in here today, just because it's like, I don't really have an opinion about it. But anything you guys want to know about, little weird stuff about Japanese culture or, unique things about this country, just let us know. And I'll ask Natsuki, and then she'll say, what is that? I don't know. And then I'll Google it for her.
No, that's not true.
How many things have you learned from doing this show?
A lot.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.